All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mr. West. We're going to go ahead and get started with our high school meeting this afternoon. Once again, this is Mr. West, principal here at Yes Prep Northwest. And tonight we're going to have translation done by Miss Sandra Mendoza, my EA.
Buenas tardes, él es el señor West, él es el director de la escuela Yes Prep Northwest. En unos momentos vamos a comenzar, le voy a estar traduciendo la junta el día de hoy. Soy la señora Sandra Mendoza y soy la secretaria asistente del director.
So tonight we have quite a few things that we want to make sure that we cover. Those are listed up here on the screen, and there will also be a question and answer session for families at the very end.
Entonces, esa va a ser la agenda el día de hoy de la junta. Y al final de la junta va a haber preguntas y respuestas.
One of the biggest reasons that we want to make sure that we're coming to you all tonight is to talk about this third objective that we have. Hawks Nation will provide a safe, joy-filled, and inclusive environment for all stakeholders. We are coming tonight to bring some information that is going to continue to make sure that being safe and inclusive at our campus is something that we value. And so as we are sharing this information, we definitely welcome all questions.
Entonces, vamos a enfocarnos en nuestro tercer objetivo de la escuela, que viene siendo de que vamos a proveer un entorno seguro y amoroso hacia todas las personas que están en la escuela.
So the first thing we're going to talk about is a high school update for science. Last Friday, go ahead. I'm sorry, Ms. Mendoza.
La primera cosa que vamos a hablar es de alguna actualización que está sucediendo en la clase de ciencias.
Last Friday, your students should have brought home a parent letter that details some of the different changes and transitions that were happening here at our campus. So as of last week, Ms. Cook is no longer the biology and chemistry teacher here at Yes Prep Northwest, but there are a lot of different things that we have already put in place to ensure that your students are still getting the correct biology and chemistry instruction while we look for a replacement.
El viernes pasado pasamos una carta hacia los estudiantes que su estudiante debió de darle a usted, informándoles de que la señora Cook, ya no es maestra de la clase de Biología, Química, Ciencia. Entonces, nuestra prioridad es de que encontremos a alguien adecuado para esa clase.
There are three things that we're committed to, and I'm going to go through them one by one.
Hay tres cosas que vamos a estar hablando y nos vamos a enfocar una por una.
So the first one is that we are committed to making sure that we have qualified individuals in the classroom each day. What that looks like is that we are going to have leadership team members, including myself, teaching biology and chemistry until we're able to find someone for those two courses.
Entonces vamos a enfocarnos en individuos calificados para que enseñen en la clase. En eso consiste que vienen siendo miembros del equipo de liderazgo, que viene incluyendo al director.
We are also going to have members of our team planning the lessons for biology and chemistry. So Mr. Vivas, our Dean of Instruction, and Mrs. Addison, our Director of Academics, are going to be planning biology and chemistry until we are able to hire someone else.
Y también vamos a hacer un plan acerca de las calificaciones y asignaturas. El señor Vivas, que viene siendo el decano de instrucción, va a ser responsable de los grados y las asignaturas.
One of the other things you all are probably worrying about is grades and assignments. And so Mr. Vivas is going to take control of the grade book until we're able to hire a replacement. And so he will be responsible for making sure that students know what grades they have in the class, as well as what assignments they're missing, so they're able to make up those assignments and be in good standing for the courses.
Y como les mencioné nuevamente de que el señor Vivas, él es el decano de instrucción, él se va a responsabilidad de las asignaturas y los grados. Todavía tienen los estudiantes la expectativa de continuar sus asignaturas.
Because all these things are the case, we're making sure that we hire somebody who is going to be best fit for our campus and best fit for those courses. So we are dedicated to making sure that we're doing the interviews and finding that person. Until we're able to find that person, then we will continue to teach the classes.
Nos vamos a enfocar y dedicar a hacer entrevistas para encontrar a la persona adecuada y calificada para enseñar esos cursos, estas clases. Mientras tanto estamos haciendo eso vamos a estar enseñando las clases nosotros.
We definitely know that you all probably have more questions around this. And so during the question and answer session, you can either ask them there, or if you want to talk to me or other members of the leadership team directly, you can definitely schedule some time with us and we can make sure that we are reaching out to you.
Puede que tengan muchas preguntas y al final de nuestra junta puede hacer las preguntas que ustedes necesitan que hacer o se pueden contactar con algún miembro del liderazgo.
The next thing that we're going to talk about is Possip, those survey results based off of the surveys that you all have been doing since the beginning of the school year.
La próxima cosa que vamos a estar hablando es acerca de los resultados de la encuesta de Possip. Es una encuesta de las familias que las familias los completan.
So the first thing is that during December, the beginning part of the month, we did have 57 people fill out the survey. This is a drop from October and November, so we definitely want you all to fill those out. But we did have 44 parents state that they are happy with Yes Prep Northwest at this time, giving us a 77%.
Al principio de este mes, la encuesta fue entregada a las familias y solamente 57 personas respondieron, al cual 44 de los padres dijeron que 77% están contentos con la escuela Yes Prep Northwest.
Each time you all do the Possip survey, we get a 360 report from the company, and they tell us some different things that are going well as some different things that we could fix.
Cada vez que completen la encuesta, la compañía de Possip nos manda un reporte en el cual tenemos que enfocarnos en qué mejorar y en qué trabajar.
So some of the things that we're doing well is that we have a friendly and hardworking staff, and we also have a special education department that is really meeting the needs of those kids.
Alguna de las cosas que menciona es de que alabamos mucho a las personas que trabajan en nuestra escuela y también alabamos mucho al Departamento de Educación Especial que están excediendo sus expectativas.
Some other things that we should continue to explore are more electives, which we are going to be exploring going into the next school year, as well as just you all being able to hear back from teachers and staff members around your students' academic progress.
Y también algunas cosas que tenemos que mejorar es ideas en incrementar las clases de electivos y también agarrar ideas en cómo tener esa comunicación con los estudiantes y con las familias y con los maestros.
Other things that we're doing well based off of the 3 survey administrations that we've had are trusting relationships with staff and students, sports and extracurriculars, and just an overall positive school culture shift that has been felt this school year. There's also some others listed on the slide.
Otras de las cosas que estamos haciendo bien es de que estamos manteniendo relaciones de confianza con los maestros y los estudiantes. Estamos proveyendo deportes y actividades extracurriculares y sobre todo estamos proveyendo una cultura positiva en la escuela.
Some areas of growth are these that are listed here. I've put bus routes and school lunch in red, and I'll explain why in just a moment. And then I'm also going to talk a little bit about school, staff communication.
Áreas en donde tenemos que mejorar es las rutas de camiones y los lunch escolar. Eso los puse en rojo porque vamos a hablar muy brevemente acerca de eso, pero mi mayor enfoque es la comunicación de el personal.
So firstly, we want to thank you all for the feedback that you've given us around our bus routes as well as our school lunch. Unfortunately, we do not directly impact either of those things here at the campus level, but what we do is give that feedback to the different members of the home office so they can continue to look into bus routes, they can continue to come in and observe what's happening with the school lunch, and then hopefully make changes based off of the different things that you all suggest.
Agradecemos las sugerencias que nos dan acerca de las rutas de camión y los lonches y esas sugerencias las mandamos a que viene siendo a la oficina del distrito escolar, en lo cual ellos se encargan en proveer una solución.
What we can control, however, is staff communication. So one of the things that I have been making sure to tell my staff is that our turnaround time should be 24 to 48 hours. There's not a time where you all should try to communicate with any of us and then not hear back from us. And so one of the biggest commitments that I'm giving to all families is that if you are reaching out to members of the staff and you're not getting communication back in a timely manner, please make sure that you're emailing me so that I can follow up with you personally, as well as follow up with those staff members.
La expectativa acerca de la comunicación es de que el personal o a quien usted quiere contactar le dé respuesta dentro de 24 a 48 horas. Si usted se está comunicando con alguien y no recibe alguna respuesta, por favor de comunicarse directamente con el director y él se va a encargar en comunicarse con usted y tener una plática con el maestro que no está comunicándose con las familias.
And my email address is my first name, period, last name at yesprep.org. That's Justin, period, West at yesprep.org.
Y el correo electrónico del director es su primer nombre y su apellido, que viene siendo justin.west@yesprep.org.
Other school reminders.
Recordatorios de la escuela.
So we need for all of our families to join our Hawks Family Association. If you're familiar with a traditional school, this is just like a PTO or a parent-teacher organization. They do a lot of different things for campus, students, and staff. But right now, that organization is very small and they need your help. So during the first semester, we had some student events that are listed up here on the slide. Fall Festival. They also helped out with concession stands at games. They did staff events. And so they did luncheons for staff, as well as like show some staff appreciation. You can see a picture there of our family fellow, Miss Thomas, as well as Miss Ma, two parents who are here all the time. And then they also did some family events like parent education sessions and then Zumba and fitness for our parents as well.
Necesitamos a familias de que se unan a lo que viene siendo la asociación de familia de Hawks, de los halcones. Básicamente se reúnen a hacer eventos hacia la escuela. Por ejemplo, en los eventos de este primer semestre, hubo eventos de estudiantiles o de personal. Por ejemplo, hubo el festival de otoño, ya sea son guías de eventos en la escuela o recaudan fondos hacia la escuela, eventos hacia el personal, que viene siendo de que proveen comida hacia el personal, o se encargan de organizar fiestas hacia el personal, y también eventos de familia, que viene siendo sesiones de educación para la familia y clases de Zumba y ejercicio.
Two things about the Hawks Family Association. Number one, we are dedicated to making sure that all of our families understand us. So we do have translators at our meetings. And then two, even though there's a lot of different things that happen with the Hawks Family Association, you don't have to do all of them. We just ask you to participate and do some so that we can make sure that we're seeing many more families.
Dos cosas que sí les quiero mencionar es de que en nuestras juntas, sí hay traductores para traducir en las juntas. Y la segunda cosa es de que no necesariamente tiene que participar en todos los eventos. Agradecemos de que tan siquiera participen en alguno de los eventos en organizar junto con la señora Marsha Thomas.
And Mrs. Thomas's email is right down there at the bottom right of the screen. Her email is marsha.thomas@yesprep.org. Please email her to join.
Y el correo electrónico de la señora Marsha Thomas está ahí abajo. Viene siendo marsha.thomas@yesprep.org, y por favor de enviarle un correo electrónico por si gusta reunirse.
High school credits. So this is just a reminder that all of our students must have 26 credits to graduate. They get a half of a credit per class each semester. And if those students are not passing those classes, so if they're failing those classes, they must attend credit recovery.
Entonces, es la importancia de pasar todas las clases desde que los estudiantes de la preparatoria reciben 26 créditos para graduarse. Cada semestre reciben lo que viene siendo 0.5 créditos por clase. Y si es que están reprobando alguna clase, tienen que asistir a lo que viene siendo recovery de créditos.
So different things that impact class credit. Number one, students must make sure that they're passing, so it's 70% or above. Attendance also impacts your credit. So if you're not at school or if you have excessive tardies for a certain class, it is possible that you will not get credit for that class. So we want to make sure that our students are getting to school on time, that they're getting to their classes on time, and that they're here every day so that they're not missing out on important information and missing out on seat time, which could have them fail that class for the semester.
Cosas que impactan lo que viene siendo el crédito, viene siendo las calificaciones y la asistencia. La asistencia es muy importante de que los estudiantes estén aquí cada día en la mañana, que se queden aquí casi todo el día en la escuela. Entre menos faltas es más mejor para ellos.
All right, so just a recap on some information. Once again, join the Hawks Family Association. We definitely need to see you all. A reminder that this semester ends on Thursday of this week, and so there's no school for students this coming Friday. And then if you need to get in contact with any staff member at Yes Prep, their email address is always their first name, period, last name at yesprep.org. That applies to all of the teachers as well if you're trying to reach out to them.
En recopilación de lo que hablamos es de que si gustan unirse a la asociación de las familias, por favor, mándenle correo electrónico a la persona adecuada. Es el último día del primer semestre primer semestre es el jueves 15 de diciembre. Y si necesita que comunicarse con algún personal o algún maestro, por favor, envíenle correo electrónico, lo que viene siendo su primer nombre, punto, apellido @yesprep.org.
So upcoming testing and calendar, just going to put these dates here for you all so that you can read them really quickly. And then I'm going to talk about our EOC STAR testing that will be happening for our students next semester.
Es el calendario académico para que vean las fechas próximas o los días festivos, en lo cual los estudiantes no van a tener escuela.
The one that I do want to highlight, because most of these means no school for kids, but February 3rd is an early dismissal day, so your students will get out at 1 p.m. on that day.
La mayoría de las fechas son de cual no hay escuela para estudiantes, pero el 3 de febrero va a ser un día salida que viene siendo que van a salir a la 1.
Lastly, EOC STAR testing. These tests are mandated by the state, and so all of our students have to take them. They also must pass these tests for graduation. So for 9th grade, students have to take English 1, Algebra 1, and Biology. The dates of those tests are listed on the screen. And then for 10th grade, those students have to take English 2.
Y por último, son las fechas de los exámenes estatales de los estudiantes de preparatoria. Cada estudiante tiene que pasar los exámenes. Entonces, para el 9º grado son 3 exámenes, inglés, álgebra y biología, y las fechas están allí en la pantalla. Y en el 10º grado, inglés 2. Y ahí está la fecha del 25 de abril.
Okay, so that is all the information that we have for you all this evening. But we do want to give you all an opportunity to ask us some questions. And so what we're going to do now is look at the question and answer button that's at the top of your screens. If you have a question that you would like for us to answer, you can drop those there, and we will make sure we answer those in these last 10 minutes that we have of this meeting.
Y por último, vamos a abrir el panel a preguntas que ustedes tengan. Si tiene alguna pregunta, por favor, de darle clic ahí donde dice con la Q y A, y ponga su pregunta ahí para poder contestarla.
Okay, so at this time, we don't have any questions in the Q&A portion. So what we will do is make sure that we go ahead and end this call. But if you do have additional questions, feel free to email us. My email address is justin.west@yesprep.org. And when you send messages there, I'll be able to respond to you. Thank you for your time tonight.
En este momento no tenemos preguntas, entonces vamos a finalizar la llamada y si tiene alguna pregunta, por favor de comunicarse directamente con el director justin.west@yesprep.org.
Thank you all. Have a great night.
Gracias.